Okay, so for the next topic in Unit 2, we have the area of a rectangle on a grid. So when you're finding the area, it shows you right here that 1 unit by 1 unit is what a square is. And it could be centimeters, it could be inches, it could be whatever measurement it is. But when you have a square, all of the sides are equal. So you could count each one. So there's 5 there, and then there's 1, 2, 3 on the side. Um, that would be 3 squares, and it would be by 5 squares. And you can multiply them, which is 15. And then you put your answer right here. So it'd be 15 square units. But if you wanted to count them, you could count them, but it just takes a little longer, especially when your rectangles or squares get bigger. So, for instance, here it says find the area of a square. So that means that all of these sides are 7. And again, you could have each individual square inside. So you could have 7 squares across this way and 7 squares going up this way. And if you wanted to count them all up, you could. But that's time consuming. So you could also just multiply. So a square is just a rectangle whose length and width are equal. So you just multiply and you end up with 49 yards squared. And then I recommend that you always click more details or the formula. And so the formula for an area is, of a square or rectangle. They're kind of interchangeable, but for a square, your area is going to be side times side. We usually write equals side squared. Okay, and then you can see it right here. And then for a rectangle, it's length times width, and you probably remember that. But with a rectangle, one side is going to be shorter than the other. And so, again, another example, this would be 4 here, and then there's 4 here. So this is actually a square. And so 4 times 4 is 16 square units. They didn't necessarily say what those units are. And this is just another way of looking at a square. I think I mentioned that earlier. So if you feel like you need more practice, always do click the explanation and then try another, and then just write down all of the steps as best you can remember them. And I promise you'll get better at it as you go along. Thank you.